You're watching The Language of Business with Greg Stoller.
We are here in Woburn, Massachusetts, just north of Boston, at Party Excitement Entertainment. And their name says it all. They provide services for weddings, bar mitzvahs, school events, and everything in between. Their co-founder is Adam Averback. And Adam, welcome to The Language of Business.
Thank you for having me, Greg.
Talk to us about your staffing. Are they all full-time employees, part-time employees, contractors, etc.?
My business partner and I are both full-time. We have some part-time office staff as well as helping us get ready for events in the warehouse. Beyond that, everyone else is a subcontractor. So we have roughly 40 subcontractors who work for us, every one of them working primarily on weekends. For us, it's mostly people who are in their 20s, so it's in between college classes and things like that.
How did you and your co-founder start the business?
We started the business working for another company originally. We had larger ideas of things we wanted to do, and I think anytime you work somewhere you think, oh, if I was in charge, I would do it this way. So it was time to find out. Tested the waters and started this company, and to our pleasant surprise, things have gone very well.
And how many years ago was that?
That was in 2005.
And what do you think makes Party Excitement different than your competitors?
I think a lot of it has to do with customizing. We really are trying to make it a custom experience that clients are getting exactly what they want. Nothing cookie cutter, as we would be bored with cookie cutter. We need it to feel different every time we go out. And that way it expresses who the client is, and we get to be part of a special day in their lives.
So do you really think that each party is truly unique, or is there a core amount of similarity?
There is some level of similarity, as you can't deviate too much from the core of what a lot of these events are. At a wedding, you're going to have certain things that are going to happen. A first dance, a cake cutting, whatever it may be. Bar and bat mitzvahs, same thing. However, everything around that, your guests are different, your music selection is different, and we're always figuring it out in the moment.
In the moment in terms of no planning, or do you have a lot of tricks up your sleeve of things that have worked well and haven't worked well in the past?
There's so much planning, it's off the charts. Sometimes years of planning, but definitely always months of planning.
You said your staff is mostly in their 20s and they do this on Saturday nights. Do you provide tryouts? Do you interview them? How much do you get involved in ensuring you have the perfect motivator?
Great question. We are always bringing in people and trying them out. Basically, clients will have an extra dancer, an extra DJ on their event who's making sure that as they come in, they're not interfering with the party. The client didn't pay for them to be there. We're trying to slowly introduce them into the mix, and if they seem like a good fit, great. We keep training them and getting them ready. If they don't seem like a good fit, then we part ways, as it is the face of our business that we need to protect.
With music styles changing as often as they do, how do you manage to stay current?
We stay on top of the music by creating something within our company called the Top Songs List. It compiles all the top songs from major media areas such as iTunes, all the local radio stations, and even some national radio stations. That way we're aware of what people are listening to, but then within the market that we're working with, it's speaking with the crowd and knowing what they want to hear. We always have a request sheet so people can tell us what they would like to hear. Not saying we always play it, but if it is appropriate, then by all means.
But most of your clients are 12 or 13 years old. Your staff, you mentioned, are 20 years old. You look a little older than that. How do you relate to everybody?
Part of it is speaking with the kids off microphone, hearing what they're into, what they like, and not only am I doing that, but my staff. They're very much in with the kids, talking to them, finding out, hey, we want to hear this song, we want to do this contest. My staff finds that out, they tell me, and then I make it happen.
Have there ever been requests that you haven't been able to honor?
So far, there have not been, as we're always trying to find a way to make it happen. If somebody wants something, we do it, or we find a way to do it. If there is something that we just cannot accommodate, which hasn't happened yet, we would tell people honestly, this is something that's out of our realm.
Your core offerings are a DJ booth, a few speakers, yourself, and a couple of staff. In terms of other equipment, do you buy it, do you rent it, do you build it, or do you lease it?
We buy our equipment when needed. We build it if it's something that needs to be custom made. A lot of our things are custom made because you can't just go somewhere and randomly buy it. And it also means that if we have certain specifications, it's exactly the way we want. With the equipment we buy, not only do we buy what we need, we buy backups of everything. Gets expensive, but it's worthwhile. We all sleep better at night.
Even if you're only going to use it for one event a year?
If needed, then yes. If we're going to do it, we can't take a chance it's not going to work.
Adam, the focus of the segment is on outsourcing and using consultants. How many times do you have to go outside of your offices in order to deliver something for one of your clients?
The majority of our things are done in-house. However, if it is something that is talent related, we may not be able to do it in-house. For example, if you need something artwork related, caricatures, airbrush artists, or talent such as a singer or even a magician. We can't do that in-house, and we don't hide that fact whatsoever. We work with companies who handle this and bring them in, and we work closely together.
Do you ever have to bring in technical subcontractors?
On rare occasions, but it's usually before an event, such as programming, lighting, or video equipment.
Most of your business you mentioned is on Saturday nights. What do you do Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday, I'm here at the office. I am speaking with clients, speaking with vendors, having meetings with clients or vendors, as well as planning parties. That's a big part of it. I act as people's party planner. So going through details, going through everything, and making sure that everybody in the company, that their party is going the way that it should.
For a 3-hour FET, how many hours of planning go into it?
Probably upwards of 10 hours.
From your time or your client's time, or both?
Both. Sometimes we'll do site inspections if it's a venue that either we have not been to, or if the client has some certain questions that maybe can't be answered by phone or in person here at the office. We spend the time going over timings, speaking about details, and coming up with backup plans. If plan A doesn't work, we need to know what plan B would be. And not only are we speaking with the guests of honor, we could be speaking with other relatives or other vendors, coordinating with caterers, photographers, videographers, you name it. We're going to have to speak with them.
What would you say is the best and worst aspects of having started and now running your own business?
The best is that I don't answer to somebody else other than my clients. I have to make sure they're happy, but if I think our company needs to go in a certain direction, other than speaking with my business partner, I don't have to run it up the chain to get the okay from anybody. The worst part is when you own your own business, it's like having another child. I am married to this business. Late at night when the phone rings, that's on me. So it's a balancing act that I think I'm getting right.
Adam, thank you very much. Adam Averback, CEO and co-founder of Party Excitement Entertainment. Imagine getting your computer fixed without ever having to leave your office.
We'll meet a man who can fix your computer from his house. Coming up next on The Language of Business.